I'm very excited for today's video. I have decided to go with Mobtown Offroad's set of steel skid plates. There is a huge debate whether you should go with steel versus aluminum. Ultimately, I decided to go with steel. I specifically went with Mobtown Offroad skids, as they are gusseted and have an oil access door. If you aren't sure what gussets look like, this is what they look like. The purpose of them is to reinforce the plate and make it stronger. Sand down all the surfaces to get it ready for paint. I just used some 120 grit that I had laying around. Wipe down all the surface debris using acetone. Sorry, kids. Now you might be wondering why I only have 2 skid plates. For the rear plate, which is also called the transfer case skid, you have the option of having the exhaust rerouted. This would ultimately give your truck a flat belly to slide on. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, and I can always add the rear skid later. With the 2 spray cans, I was able to achieve 2 layers on. This is the hardware that will mount the front and the mid skid plate together. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another day. This is probably about a week removed from the first day that I went into prepping and painting the skid plates. I'm very pleased with the progress and with what it looks like with the finish and all that. For the money, it's totally worth it. As far as longevity goes and durability, only time will tell. But again, overall, I am pleased with everything. In today's portion of the video, we're going to be installing it on the truck. Okay, I'm going to need an assistant. Who's going to be my assistant? This is definitely a 2-person job. Grab anybody you can to help you with this part. The skids did not come with any instructions. Just use a little common sense and you'll be able to figure it out. Alright, looks like we're going to have to get rid of these 2 cross member to the frame braces, 1 on each side. And FYI, this is the rear of the mid skid plate. That's the front. That looks like it's slanted. It's gonna bolt right up to the rear of the front skid plate with the hardware that was in the plastic bag. Here's what I did instead. I took off the 2 nuts on the rear of these bolts. This is the front part right there. Those two that I said we're gonna bolt up to here, but this part actually bolts to the rear part of the cross member. Again, I just took the nuts out, so this part's gonna slide up and over here and then through here, and then you're gonna tighten it up with the factory bolts. So in summary, a couple tips here that I want to share with you all is there are, again, 3 sets of holes here. One, the top one, the middle, and the bottom. The bottom one is the, it hangs this the least, so it pulls the pan up as much as possible. That fits perfectly on the Tacoma. I believe the other sets are for the other models and makes of I believe a 4Runner and whatever else is listed on their website. I'm guessing that's what that's for, but this works out perfectly. I initially had it on the middle one just to guess, and it did not fit well in the front. So if you were going to do this with the one shot, just do the lower bolts here, the lower holes I mean, and that should fit over there the best. Now over here, the lip hangs a little bit here. I'd like for this to be as smooth as possible, but that's all I can get out of it. But I'm fairly satisfied about it. But this fits with the supplied hardware. And for those of you who are curious, here is the access hole for the oil drain. I have the Fumoto valve installed already. So that should be quite simple for next oil change. Was I supposed to have all these bolts left over?